Okay, I'm with Siki Chen. He's the founder of Serious Business, which was sold to Zynga. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Some time ago. But this is the Lessons Learned segment, and Siki is going to talk about what about design. So everybody, you're going to be speaking, I guess, to more web developers, web designers about how they should think about designing products. So let's start from the beginning, right? When you have a product, how should design come into play?
So my favorite quote about design is, Steve Jobs said this: design isn't about how things look, they're about how things work. So for first principles, you need to figure out what your users want, and how do you make something that works deliver the value of what they're looking for. And there's a couple of ways to approach that. So in Lean Startups, we talk a lot about data-driven development and metrics and all these things. The thing about that is, data-driven design has a bias towards two things. One is things that are easy to measure, and others are the things that are quick to measure, that you can measure through a split test and you get results immediately. Like if you change the color of a button, you know exactly how many more people clicked on it. But to design a whole new product, there are thousands and hundreds of decisions that you have to make. Some of these decisions have long-term impacts or in fact hard to measure. So that's where design thinking comes in. Design is a process that you use to come to a good product, and metrics is what you use to make sure that your design decisions are correct. But the numbers alone will not give you a good product.
So you can't start with numbers.
That's right.
I heard you say something on stage about you made 1 million decisions based on instinct alone.
So at Zynga, we make social games that people enjoy to play. Games are in many ways more complicated than your standard web app. There's a lot of interaction going on, lots of different moving pieces, and you can't test every single decision. I actually didn't make a lot of decisions for a game. I'm not an excellent game designer, but we do have excellent game designers at Zynga, and that's what they do all day. Based on the past 10, 20 years experience, they know what is going to tickle the neurons of our users such that they're going to enjoy the experience and want to come back. And we validate all those decisions by launching a product and measuring the retention rates, measuring growth rates, and see if people like it.
But you launch the product first. So it's almost launch and then measure. Yes,
essentially that's true. The pre-launch process is a lot of qualitative thinking and qualitative measurements even. So we make a game, we go on instincts, we try to optimize for the feel of the game, make it feel fun, and we also do lots of user testing. So for a month, I just worked on the first 5 to 10 minutes of our new game, Treasure Isle, which is doing pretty well. And we have 30 or 40 videos, of course, this month created of users just playing through a game first time.
What does that mean?
What do they not like?
Do you actually get people you watch them playing the game?
Yeah, so we use this great service called usertesting.com. Fantastic. So what you can do is they have a population of testers out there who are really good at recording a video and talking out loud. Talking out loud what's going on in their minds as they're going through it.
Wow.
And you can fire it off asynchronously, meaning that you write a script and say, okay, please play our game. Here's how you start playing your game.
How much does it cost to do that?
$39 a video.
Okay.
And an hour, you fire off the test, you can say, okay, I want 5 people. And an hour later, you get 5 emails in your inbox with flash videos of use with the screen captures of their computer. Go playing our game, talking out loud, and saying, oh yeah, this is really cool. I really like it when I dig up treasure. Or I don't get it. I feel like I'm lost. And you accentuate everything they like, and you try to get rid of all the bottlenecks that confuse people.
How important is the visual design versus just the user, just the utility? If there's two different types of things.
In games, the visuals and even the audio of the game is really, really important, and that's something that's new to me as a guy from a web background. When we added sounds and music to our game, it just changed the experience completely. Every time you dig up a treasure, it's a moment of delight. You got the chime and it'll pop up with a beautiful piece of treasure, and those are moments users like that really do change the experience.
And so you have to it becomes even more complex.
Yeah, and we could have split tested every single piece of art and every single sound that comes, but that's just unmanageable, right? So these are the instinctual decisions that designers have to make to make a good game.
How is web design changing for you, from a startup, which you were, before. And how many people were at your startup?
We were 34 people when we sold.
Okay, and now you're at Zynga, which is like hundreds of people,
Right.
700 people or so. How is it different, or is it the same?
In a lot of ways, it's really similar. The Zynga is actually set up in a structure with about a dozen small studios, each with a team about the size of my company, Serious Business. So it's actually a similar experience. We make decisions relatively autonomously. We have our own internal product group, engineering group, game design group, arts, and it's all self-contained. So we were able to move really, really quickly because of that structure. It's 10 startups within one company, actually.
Okay, and one thing you talked a lot about art, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an art, not a science. Or it
It
starts
has
off
to
as
be
an
an art. We like to pretend that we can just use numbers and we can get to the right answer. But again, the thing about metrics is you're biased towards things that are easy to measure, right? Things that are easy to measure are how many people click on a certain button, and things that are you can get results quickly on, right? So we can know within an hour whether more users click on a particular button. But when you release a new feature or a new piece of art or increase the overall quality of the game experience, it has long-term effects that you probably won't see until 3 to 6 months out. And you can do a split test to say, okay, we're going to give half our users a crappy experience, half our users a new experience, see what it does. But you're still doing new stuff in the following 3 months. You can't have a separate split test for every single change you make.
Right.
So that's where the art comes in, right? You have to have the game design talent, experience, and instincts to make a good game over the long run in order to improve your long-term metrics, which are hard to measure.
Which is why a lot of it's an art.
Yes, that's right.
Thanks, Vicky.
Yeah, thank you.